Strawb has made a tweet this morning, and it seems that she's been blacklisted from Makeship. And she says here, "It makes me really sad to say this, but I can no longer support Makeship or their campaigns. I have been blacklisted from any future campaign simply for being associated," their words, "with Rev. I have worked on 4 Makeship campaigns since 2022. Even before Rev ever worked with them, he has had 3 campaigns. They have profited greatly from our collaborations and gained new customers from our communities. They say it isn't personal, but how can it not feel personal? I'm quite literally one of the least edgy people ever, and yet I am being punished for content that is not even my own. As for Rev's content, yes, it is controversial, but A, it is not my content. I don't sign off on his videos, and I don't always agree with him on everything he says or does. And B, I don't think Rev acts in ways online that are hateful or edgy to the point of deserving opportunities like this to be taken away from him from companies who have worked with us both multiple times with very positive experiences from everyone. I think his content offers a viewpoint on many controversial topics that many people do agree with, and I think we should let all our voices be heard. Makeship has a right to do what they think is best in terms of their own PR, but we also have a right to let our communities know what is happening. They knew exactly who they were working with over the last 3 campaigns. And that's true. I mean, Rev and Strawb's content hasn't changed. I mean, Strawb's content has changed, but according to Makeship, it's not her content that's the problem. And even so, I don't think her content has ever been edgy, and even the new kind of content she does isn't. So it's disheartening. Regardless, his actions resulting in me being blacklisted purely on association, their words, is wrong. Makeship has made a mistake here. Now you not only must worry about your own content, but also others people's content as well. This is true. This sets a pretty terrible and dangerous precedent. I would love to see Makeship change their mind on this, as I've loved the plushies we have made with them, and I have bought dozens of other Makeship plushies from other creators throughout the years. I actually own one of Strawb's plushie, and I really like it. It's the only plushie I've ever bought, actually. It's very high quality. It sucks that we're not going to see another campaign from them and her. She adds that the quality is great, but I just cannot in my heart support a company like this anymore. And I mean, I get it. You've been blacklisted just because of her association with Rev, because she is married to Rev. And she's added a snippet of their conversation where she censored the name. "Hi Strawb, thanks so much for reaching out. I remember Bard name introducing us a few months ago. Makeship has grown a lot since we first started working together, and as we continue to partner with a wider range of brands and creators, we've had to be more mindful of how our campaigns reflect our values. As part of that, we've been moving away from working with creators whose content falls on the edgier side. Given your close association with Rev, we've decided not to move forward with another campaign at this time." That's crazy. Given your close association with Rev. I understand this may be disappointing, and I want to emphasize that this isn't personal at all. We sincerely wish you the best in your continued growth as a creator. I mean, if it is from association, it is personal in a way. Now, some people, you know, they're debating whether or not his content is controversial. Strawb says that his content is controversial already. She says it in a tweet. Again, that's not the issue. I understand that some companies don't want to associate with certain creators. That's entirely up to them. That's what owning a private company is for. But my biggest issue with this is that she's not even being blacklisted for her own content. She's being blacklisted for somebody else because of her personal association with somebody else, because she is married to somebody that they believe his values don't align with theirs. Again, I kind of wish these kind of companies would just ignore all the interpersonal, you know, social politics of it all. And I mean, just the way this message was worded was so bad. I wonder if this was signed off from a superior, because it looks really bad. Yeah, guilt because of marriage is nuts. And it sucks. What sucks the most about this is that, like, you know, she's had 4 Makeship campaigns with them, and they've all been successful. Like, I've seen they've had a plushie made. You need to sell like 600 of them. They have like crazy numbers to sell. And Rev has done like 3 campaigns. They've even made campaigns together. Time for them to lawyer up. There's no point in lawyering up for this. Yeah, I hope Strawb is okay. Like I said, it's certainly unsettling news, disheartening news, considering, I mean, they've had successful partnerships before with them that they both benefited from. It definitely feels bad to be turned down like this. Now, there's some people QRTing the post saying, this is screwed up. They have worked with several creators more controversial than Rev. For some reason, to blacklist them out of nowhere. Cancel culture is dumb and only hurts your bottom line. I wonder if they got emails or something. I don't know. I'd make shit. So let me get this straight. You blacklisted Strawb because Rev is her husband and they work together, even though you have done 3 campaigns with Rev before working with Strawb. Somebody hates money. It seems arbitrary who gets cut off. I haven't taken a look at the list of creators Makeship has done partnership with. I'm sure there's some people that, you know, slip by, that had controversies, that, you know, maybe didn't reach their ears. I think it's maybe more of a liberal, how do you say that? Like arbitrary way to decide, you know, who gets in, who gets not. Or maybe it's even just the clerk she is talking to that just decided that on. So I don't know. I don't know how far up it goes. So just being associated, as in married to the wrong people, can get you blacklisted from Makeship. Cancel culture BS is so obnoxious. Is this true, Makeship? I have never used your service and never will now. I do not like companies who censor and blacklist people simply because they choose to associate with someone. Well, if you say you've never used their services, I like this. This is fun. This is kind of funny because he's like, I was never a fan, but now I'm definitely not going to be one. But he's not really taking away anything because he never spent a dime there in the first place. I do not like companies who censor and blacklist people simply because they choose to associate with someone. I'll make sure to spread the word that everyone I know should not use your services either. Sucks to have your own method turned on you, doesn't it? Anna Valens has actually commented on this too. I'm saying no comments on the specifics, but I think this is a public example of something I've been discussing since late May. I.e. that sponsors and companies are starting to distance themselves from certain VTubers and VTuber communities they deem as a brand risk. Will happen more. Sponsors have always been allergic to controversial content. Even I've, you know, even when I first started my channel, like I had one, I think, one video, the Gora one, I was asked to change the thumbnail on it because it said lolly. And it wasn't anything, you know, controversial. It was just I was explaining what the word lolly meant. But that was enough to give the sponsors, you know, frisky feet. So there is, you know, there's a lot of upside to doing content that is considered edgy and controversial. You know, you kind of provide this voice that not a lot of people are willing to go there or to speak up. And, you know, you reap the benefits from it. There's also the downsides from it. And the downside is that some sponsors refuse to associate with you. But again, I feel like I need to repeat this. Strawb is not this person. Like, Strawb's content is not controversial. See, so she's only, by Makeship own admittance, they've said that they don't want to work with her simply because of her close association to Rev. Yeah, advertisers really don't like, it can be anything sexual, it can be anything, you know, political, edgy, all of that. They just don't want any of it. The real question is how many degrees of separation to blacklist you? Me, I don't know. My agency says that we haven't had like any, like sponsors don't consider me an controversial or edgy creator, which is probably a good thing. But I don't know, because this is kind of like, it reminds me of that whole off-guide thing, remember with Kersha? Where it's like you don't really know how the people might feel about you, because it's all about perception and the perceived, the staff or the company's employees or staff or even fucking, I don't know, superiors perceived notions of certain creators. But okay, that's the other thing is that, yeah, Rev, I mean, they have worked with Rev and they have worked with Strawb when their content was, you know, the content hasn't changed for a year. It's just now suddenly, I don't know, they decided to change their mind. Hey, you, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.